Hello everyone, this is Overmind, and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 replay cast. I do have a treat for you guys today. Today I have not just a mirror matchup, not just a simple TvT, but a fairly long Bronze League TvT. So we are all quite excited for that. Let's go ahead and hop into it and introduce our players. Spawning up at the top right side, in red, our fearsome Terran player, xarisghost. And spawning down on the bottom left side of the map in blue, our frightening Terran player from Team Row, we have Hard. Now, just looking at the minimap, I can see that this game is getting off to a fun start because there are already two SCVs. It looks like they're going to attack xarisghost's SCV, and does he finish the depot? Oh, first blood is drawn as xarisghost attempts to finish his first building. And this is a very quick start. Here we have SCV on SCV action. A little bit of ring around the rosy goes on here. The units split up. Each player deciding to just neglect one group and not the other. And Hard loses one here. This SCV actually has 2 kills, you guys, which is amazing. At the 2-minute mark, we had a 2-kill SCV die. We did have this supply depot finish on up. We have xarisghost starting his barracks. Whew. Alright, already getting on into it, which is exactly what we want. I am gonna speed up just a little bit, just a tiny bit, because this is a fairly long game, and there is plenty of action to be had, I am sure. Barracks down here for Hard, who just has the one supply depot thus far. Both players making SCVs, getting that macro done. Hard actually leading in the SCV count just by a bit, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and get that gas geyser on up at some point. Whenever the SCV assigned to make that can get around to it. Indeed, there he goes after finishing up that second supply depot. Hard building on another barracks, and Hard looks to me as if he's one of those Terran players who wishes to go ahead and just push early game. And let's face it, that's what a lot of people lose their games to Terran against. Just a bunch of Marines, Marauders, barreling down your front door at the early to mid game, and that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. So if Hard wants to do that, then, well, more power to him. As his name would suggest, he wants to go ahead and win hard, and apparently fairly quickly. So that's what I'm seeing here from him. He is going to mine gas, likely for those add-ons, already making those Marines. Has a third barracks coming on up. Immediate reactor out of this barracks, so really just a matter of time before he has a decent little Marine ball and heads out to attack. But what is this I see on my mini-map from xarisghost? Oh, the gold expansion. For those of you who don't know, on this map there are gold expansions sort of in the middle of the map, making them semi-hard to secure. However, if they go unscouted, and this is the Bronze League, so it is possible, you can have this nice gold expansion, which can just fund you. You can have all the minerals you want, as long as you just live. Which, we'll see if xarisghost does in fact live and saturate up this base and mine it out. So that'll be good. That'll be exciting. However, units are crossing the field. Hard is getting ready to attack, and in fact he's going to attack uphill a larger number of Marines, and it goes badly. Alright. Usually at the 6.5-minute mark you definitely want to attack with more than 3 Marines at a time. But that is okay. That's actually not a game-ending thing. We do see in our production tab, Hard has elected to get Stim Pack, which, let's face it, Stim Pack is pretty great if you're just going to make Marines, which it looks like Hard is going to do. So there's that. Good luck to him on that strategy. Army supply pretty close, worker supply pretty close, both slightly in favor of Hard. But xarisghost is building a factory, is teching up, has 2 barracks of his own, has gas up and going, and is beginning to mine from the gold expansion. And I would love to see him turn this into an orbital command and get those mules on this nice gold expansion. However, he is continuing to make SCVs at a pretty constant rate, which is good. He does have the orbital here so that he can scan and do things like that. So really, he is going to use that energy on his supply depot reinforcement thing that no one uses ever. What is that? Call down extra supplies. Ideally, you don't want to use this until later in the game, but I suppose if you're supply blocked, well, it's better to just not be supply blocked. xarisghost at the moment is doing a pretty good job of spending his money. Does have the factory up, looks like he's going to get a tech lab, getting his add-ons for his buildings. And moving out across the map, we have Hard, who is going to attempt to push hard. And I think there's a roughly even number of Marines, slightly in favor of Hard, and equal numbers of Marines would be a more equal fight, of course. However, xarisghost will have the high ground. He might actually want to consider scooting these two groups a little closer together. Hard might be able to engage one side at a time if xarisghost does not react quickly enough. Hard has grouped up here at the bottom. He sends a single Marine up the ramp to scout. And based on the information that Marine has gathered, he decides to push up the ramp. Even as his companion's lifeless corpse falls to the ground, he has finished stim. He wrecks that one side there. He heads on up the ramp, and... oh, xarisghost. xarisghost is in trouble. Supply depot is burning. Second supply depot is burning. Both burst as they fall. Siege tank. Alright, siege tank. Siege up, siege tank. Siege tank. It is being repaired. Neither of the tanks siege. However, Hard elects to leave. He has taken a lot of damage and has very few Marines remaining. The SCVs repairing each other, setting up supply depots, really just setting the base back to right, repairing that barracks. Many good things from those peaceful and excellent SCVs. Both players, money's starting to get a little high, and of course it is hard when you're a little bit distracted. There's some attacking going on. A couple SCVs tried to get back in the base for xarisghost and then just didn't manage to, because those supply depots were there. And boy, do I have that problem in team games sometime. Oh my goodness. Oh. Alright, more Marines are moving out. We have one Marauder and a siege tank. Oh yes, siege tank should be quite helpful here. However, we do have a siege tank for Hard as well, which will be good if he scans, which he does. However, no kills at the moment. So not quite in the best position there. And both players sort of going to jockey around for position at the moment. I want to note that Hard is doing something pretty reasonable. Not only is he keeping the pressure on, and, well, of course he is running into a siege, which is going to be bad. An unsieged tank loses to a siege tank at any time, and body parts fly everywhere. That's not the reasonable thing I was referring to. The reasonable thing I was referring to that Hard is doing is that he's going to go ahead and take a third. He's got a decent amount of money. He can do it. Money is getting a bit high, but hey, he's going to go ahead and try and spend it. And unlike real life, StarCraft is all about spending your money. Spend lots of money, and make lots of money, and then send your army to kill the other guy. Good life lessons all around. So Hard's going to take advantage of those life lessons and take his third. His natural is out here. It's not saturated. He is getting an orbital, which is good. There's a couple SCVs. Their job is to build supply depots at the front. Many supply depots, such that he never ever gets supply blocked. And, you know, if you want to just spend your money, building a whole bunch of supply is not a terrible way to do it. I would argue that there are a lot better ways that you could do it, aside from queuing up all of these supply depots. However, on the bright side, this will keep Hard from getting supply blocked. This is going to have some value to him at some point in the game, theoretically. And at this point, it's just a matter of deciding what you should spend your money on, not so much making sure you spend your money, because if you have under 400 minerals and you're in the Bronze League and that's a consistent number for you, I would expect you to get to the Silver League pretty quickly with not too much tweaking. So keeping that money low is the first step. Second step being spending it on good things. And, you know, this is a fine thing. It's gonna be fine. Over here at xarisghost base, he has a lot of money. He's definitely not quite taking up that message as well as Hard. He has built sensor towers, which are good. He has peppered his base with missile turrets because, again, he does have lots and lots of money from that gold. He could probably just make some more production buildings. That would probably be the way that I would go. Looks like he, too, is considering taking a third, which I highly approve of. And over here, we have Banshees being produced. Banshees are great. Banshees are great for two reasons. They're great when you're playing as Terran and the other person doesn't have detection, and they're great when you're not playing as Terran and you have detection. So both of those things, they're always great no matter what. And Banshees are on the way. We have one out. Cloak is done. We'll see if it decides to do anything anytime soon. We do have a Viking for reasons. We have a medevac, which is great for a bioforce, and the medevac can actually heal up all of those little damaged units which have been wounded in battle from earlier in the game when there was lots and lots of nonsense going on. Second Banshee is done. And again, I'm going to speed along just a little bit. Those Banshees are going to move out, and we're going to go ahead and let them. xarisghost is going to take a third. I don't know that that's really in the right spot exactly. I think that might be a little bit off. I don't know, maybe I'm just losing my mind, but I think that's a little bit off. I think you're supposed to be right in the middle there. But you know what? It's fine. He's taking a third. He has another... Oh, looks like he's going to build a planetary fortress at his ramp, which is a way to go, I suppose. Sure, why not? That's again, it's not necessarily advisable to have a whole bunch of those, especially just as a static defense at the top of your ramp when you're expanding down to the low ground anyway. We have some action going on and we want to get back to it. Hard has found planetary fortress defending gold expansion. This could be a problem. However, xarisghost is doing a very good job of repairing through it, and the planetary fortress is 21, 22 kills, 25 kills on the planetary, 29 kills on the planetary. This is just ridiculous. Lots and lots of heals are being dropped to continue the repair of this planetary. And indeed, it looks like it might hold against pretty much Hard's army. And the planetary fortress winds up holding... Right now it's facing off against a Thor, however the Thor is not being repaired and the planetary is, so the Thor backs off. Nope, decides to walk back in. Alright, the Thor backs off. And the planetary fortress has almost 40 kills. So, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about the planetary fortress. Maybe it's actually great to have them everywhere. And to always build them. Because that was 40 kills, which was pretty amazing. Hard, while all that was going on, managed to go ahead and set up his own command center back over here by his gold expansion. So both players on pretty even footing. Hard does have a base up and going. However, xarisghost has been mining at this gold for way longer. We do have this almost mined out, actually. So that's going to be good for him. He has gotten a lot of those minerals already. And in fact is sitting on over 6k minerals and 1k gas, so he could certainly be spending that along to further his cause and make a large army to kill Hard with. And Hard, of course, has been doing a very good job of putting on the pressure and keeping it on. He's currently doing a very good job of repairing this Thor, who doesn't really seem to like it very much. He's just like, get away from me! I hate SCVs, get away! But the SCVs insist on repairing him until he is fully healed, then going back to their mining. Planetary fortress here too. Again, decent spot to be. Counter Banshees Hard. has these Banshees out, is attacking with them, doing the damage, getting the kills. Really just doing good things with his Banshees. And keeping that pressure on. Looks like they are, the SCVs are going to be continuing to repair this planetary. They decide to go ahead and put down some missile turrets. However, Hard will be doing a decent amount of damage in the meantime, killing a large number of those SCVs. We see upgrades coming up from Hard, and you do always want to have those upgrades. Could be researching another one here, but he doesn't have a lot of gas, so I can understand why he's not. Probably could be mining with 2 more over here. Looks like we have Vikings here. Vikings have come to defend, and it looks like they're going to defend pretty effectively. One Banshee is going to escape. However, this planetary is going to continue to hold, and SCV is going to continue to mine here. Way too many SCVs are being queued up, but that's fine, because xarisghost has got the bank. He has $1 million, and he can spend it any way he wants. It does not matter. It's totally fine. And an army is moving out across the map to try and crack this nut that is this planetary fortress. Need repairs. xarisghost, hold. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter as much since he's mined most of this, but alright. Alright, the planetary does fall. And we finally have a pretty decisive victory for Hard, who has been relentlessly attacking all game, keeping that pressure on, doing all that good stuff, and has finally managed to take down a base, so that's going to be good. It's going to continue to press the advantage and essentially scout about a little bit, which is always good. You definitely want to know where your opponent is and what he is up to, so that you can kill him. SCV's roaming about here. This base mining along pretty well. Could probably throw down some gas geysers for Hard, just to keep up with his, keep up gas with his minerals. And because, let's face it, he has the money to build gas geysers. No base here. But soon we will be where there are units and armies, things that will kill us. And immediately that SCV is blasted into oblivion. We'll see if Hard decides to attack. And I think he does the good thing. He sort of sends his units on back. He's not moving forward. I'm actually sort of afraid that Hard will just charge on in and do this, because let's face it, he's been pretty good about being aggressive and attacking a lot this game, so, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. SCV moves out to expand. The Thor attacks the command center, and in fact, there is no cancel on that, so xarisghost does lose a decent amount of those minerals. However, the SCV does live. And I'm always a little sad when I see innocent workers die, so, you know, we're pretty happy with that as a resolution. xarisghost is sort of trapped on these 2 bases at the moment. Could possibly move out down here and take a third, or something like that. However, remember, he did get all of that money from that gold expansion. And as far as xarisghost goes, looks like he's doing a pretty good job of teching up. He has, in fact, a ghost and 4 nuclear missiles. Oh, that's exciting. I am looking forward to that. We have a large number of SCV. Nuke. Oh, second nuke. He's going to nuke. He's going to nuke the missile turret first. He's going to nuke the missile turret. He's... who counters who? Yes! Another nuke! Another nuke! He's determined to kill this off with only ghosts. There is a scan, but there are no units here. xarisghost says run, and indeed he should. I don't know if that was cost-effective or not, but I know it was awesome. So now there's nothing but a crater left where Hard's gold expansion was. I suppose there is a Vespine geyser there. Banshees arrive a little too late, but they're here. They're here to be supportive. A medevac filled with 3 ghosts is out over here. Scans going down every which way, and Hard has arrived too late to thwart. the mass ghost attack. Oh, that was lovely. Xaris Ghost, we appreciate you. Over on Hard's base, though, we do have one of my favorite Terran units being produced, the Raven. Oh, I love Ravens. Ravens and their seeker missiles. Ravens and their point defense drones. Everything about the Raven is good. So, oh, another nuke! More nukes! He's nuking the missile turrets! He can't see me if I just nuke the missile turrets. And if you have as much money as Xaris Ghost does, it almost makes sense. There we have 3 missile turrets dying, 2 missile turrets and a tank. Scans everywhere, however most of the ghosts are just outside the scan. This one can be spotted. However, when there are no units to defend you against the ghosts that you have scanned, just seeing them doesn't do it. You have to actually go and kill them. This base lifts as another nuke goes down. However, it isn't floating away. A decent amount of damage is done to the base itself. However, most of the SCVs did get the heck out of there. And Hard actually has his own Ghost Academy. So we'll see what happens with that. Loaded medevac just misses this line of units coming on in. Sneaks those ghosts on out, gets them safely out of there and out of harm's way. We see scans continuing to go down. Additional missile turrets being produced, which actually is really it's like a red cape and a bull for Xaris Ghost. He just sees those missile turrets and he's like, I need to nuke now. However, we do have Cloaked Banshees on the field for Hard. We have this base being rebuilt for Hard. Hard has 10,000 minerals and 600 gas, so he could certainly do something if he wanted to, and I imagine that he will, since he has been so very active in being aggressive. This missile turret is almost burning down. It actually hurts me how close it is. These units are still here, preventing this expansion from doing too much. Banshees have finally arrived. I like that the Vikings just hop on down. He has so many Vikings, probably needlessly many. However, 1,000,000 Vikings is good versus a handful of Marines and a single Thor. So the victory was decisive. Xaris Ghost has pushed out beyond that 2-base nonsense that he had going on. As he's beginning to cut into his base, into his bank rather, he only has 6,500 minerals remaining to him. So he needs that expansion, you guys. More importantly, he's pretty gas starved. He does only have 500 gas for that 6,500 minerals. So he does throw down those gas geysers right quick. He gets some missile turrets up of his own, because it's very important to be defended from air attacks. However, there is a stim. There's a pack of Marines moving in. And Vikings, if you're going to do something, you need to be on the ground. This is a planetary fortress, but it's not being repaired. Oh my gosh. Oh, so close. It's being repaired just in time. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Xaris Ghost is trying to give me a heart attack. He lets it get down into the double digits for HP, and then oh, seeker missiles on the Vikings. Oh, and all but one of the Vikings die. So that was eventful. That was I mean, things seem to happen very slowly and then very suddenly here in the Bronze League, and I sort of appreciate that in a way, because that certainly does keep things interesting. I wouldn't expect a planetary fortress to be defended at the last moment by a player and then immediately have that player lose almost all of their Vikings. However, I do think that the Ravens might have been killed in all of that. So that is good for Xaris Ghost. It's also good that he has this expansion up and running. He does have these refineries starting to mine, and really things are looking pretty even. 68 to 69 army supply, 40 to 39 worker supply. Very, very even actually, especially for the 35-minute mark with this much back and forth action going on. I am going to go ahead and just speed it up a little bit. Don't worry, you guys. I will not let you miss anything. Repairs are going on these units. more Vikings are being produced because, let's face it, what's the matter with having some additional Vikings? And I'm gonna check and see what's going on over here since we have cloaked ghosts being loaded up, moving around a little bit. Alright, that's good. Nuclear missile going down in Hard's main, going to nuke the missile turrets. Yes. Hard's actually scanning all around his gold expansion, but what he didn't expect was for missile turrets in his base to be nuked. The other two ghosts, having had those missile turrets be cleared away, are going to nuke also in the main base. They're actually pretty close to their own nukes, and I think they're gonna land. Oh, come on. Come on, land. You know you want to. And an additional nuke. Oh, land. Land, 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 land. Oh, the army backs out. Oh, land. Oh, okay. Okay. We lost some units there. We lost some buildings. And all was excellent. xarisghost, you may or may not win this game, I don't know, but you have one in our home. And unfortunately, additional nukes were thrown down, but xarisghost was pushed out of the base. However, we do have a decent number of ghosts from Hard. With decent amounts of energy and a single nuke all loaded up, this building is burning. Why is nothing repairing this building? Is he gonna let the building burn? He's gonna rebuild the missile turrets. And he's gonna repair right at the last minute. Any second now. Repair. Nope. Alright, the kill count continues for those 3 dead ghosts who we all did know and love so well. However, xarisghost is producing additional ghosts, and Hard is continuing to produce Marines. And both of them could really just be making more things overall, I think. You'll note that Hard now leads in the bank count, over 13k minerals and about 1.5k gas. Almost 2k gas now, so certainly could be making more stuff. He is rebuilding barracks, rebuilding missile turrets. He has these Thors, and it looks like he's going to take a small contingent of his army and move them on up across the map to see what he can see, scout about, and in fact he will find this newly planted command center, so this is sort of a vulnerable moment for xarisghost, who in fact is about to be sort of caught with his pants down as this small force moves in. There's the stim, killing off several of those buildings, forcing a cancel on the expansion itself. And the SCVs, no! The SCVs die. Very dramatic. Very dramatic, very painful. Looking at the army supply, still just one off. Worker supply starting to swing into Hard's favor, especially after that short little kill there. However, xarisghost is starting to gain the army advantage. And in the units lost tab, we see that both players are actually pretty close to even in resources lost, although the total number of units lost is slightly different. We do have Hard taking this expansion, and we're actually, I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to run out of minerals on the map. We have this base here, which is mining, but is already taken. This base is almost mined out. This base is starting to get low. We're mined out here and here, of course. Mined out here, mined out here. This base still has minerals. This base still has minerals. This base is mined out, and this one still has minerals. So, cloaked banshees passing by uncloaked banshees. And xarisghost has been busy. He decided that since he wasn't having those cloaked ghosts work, that he should try cloaked banshees for a little while because, you know, why wouldn't you do that? There's a raven over here, though, and it's going to be able to spot all of this, and in fact, several marines... Oh, seeker missile! Seeker missile! Oh, so much death. So much death, xarisghost. You definitely need to make sure that you run out. A seeker missile on a single unit, which does dud off there in the dirt. One Banshee escapes, having seen some things. Another medevac filled with 4 ghosts. Oh, xarisghost, we are all so proud of you over here at the NoobCrafted headquarters because we love seeing those nukes. Keep on doing you, keep on doing your thing. We're all very happy about it. And here we have Widow Mines moving out across the map. Just gonna speed it along just a little bit. Just to make sure that we get this game going along. We have this base being saturated. We have ghosts sneaking. We have ghosts. Oh, Hard seems to know what's up. The ghosts are just going to attack, which is not what I would recommend. Seeker missile goes down on the medevac, which does not die. However, the ghosts are killed, which is unfortunate. Which is very sad, but which is very good for Hard, because let's face it, those nukes were really doing him in, were really causing him trouble, and this base is actually a nice saturated base for him. Everything is going well here. He does not want something to disrupt the peace and quiet of that base. He has several units moving on up here, checking this area again, making sure to check for any bases that he might not know about. We have Widow Mines getting a few hits off on this small little air force for xarisghost. We have Tank, or Planetary Fortress rather, taking out a whole bunch of the Marines that Hard had as he moves around the map. We have Vikings killing off Ravens. We have Marines killing off Vikings. Vikings landing. A nuke! Oh, another nuke, and this one's from Hard, actually. Hard is actually nuking, I believe, nothing at this point. I think it's nothing. And I think he might have canceled it and just decided, no, I'm not going to nuke nothing. However, Hard has decided to take up xarisghost's position as the nuker. However, xarisghost is producing more ghosts, so it looks like we're going to have a nuke off. It's a nuke off, you guys! Oh, and no one could be more excited than me. I do love seeing nuclear missiles. You don't see them land too often, but when you do, it is a thing of beauty. Units are moving over to this side of the map. Units moving over here. Scan going down over here. Just checking out, just seeing what's going on. There is a Banshee over here. However, xarisghost is just going to expand there anywhere because Banshees. Ugh. Oh. Many Banshees from xarisghost. However, he can't actually hit Hard's Banshee because they only fire down. Such is the nature of Banshees. Small scan here. Medevac. Don't lose that medevac. Come on, xarisghost, we need you to have those ghosts so that you can continue nuking. Banshee is doing the damage. Forces a cancel. Worker dies. And that's quite sad. Additional factories are being added on. Hard doing something which I believe is universally a good idea. He's building on additional production buildings. I'm sorry, not universally a good idea, but universally a good idea when you have 20k minerals. Build more production buildings, and in fact attack, because he is maxed out at the moment, which is a decent amount of why he has such a large bank. Definitely needs to attack and start throwing units at his opponent. He does have a decent army on the way. 136 army supply to 105. However, he could max out quickly with a bank like that and with a number of supporting production buildings. xarisghost is going to attempt to take this expansion. And it looks like Hard is going to expand over here on the remains of this expansion. There is a nuke. He's gonna nuke the ghosts. xarisghost is gonna try and nuke Hard's ghosts. And he's just outside of the scan. Oh, this is so good. Outside of the scan. staying outside the scans for the most part. xarisghost, you have 3 more nuclear missiles. Now I want to note, just quickly, there was an attack. This base was destroyed. That's very, very, very much a problem for xarisghost. He's in a bad spot. He's behind on army supply, and this base, which he, you know, needs for income, although he has a huge bank, he needs for gas income, is being destroyed. It's not a good look. But he is going to nuke another missile turret, so we're going to enjoy that now. I know that all that happened, but this is where I want your focus to be. Missile turret? Ha! This is what I say to your missile turret. And another nuke. Another nuke. He's not even cloaked. He's just here. Oh, Ghost is killed very violently by 4 other ghosts. However, the nukes that Ghost was throwing down, gonna go down in history. Very awesome stuff happening. Command Center finishing up over here on the Ghost of xarisghost's base. And I think it's a little bit offset from where it's supposed to be. There's battle cruisers from xarisghost, killing lots and lots of Hellions, killing lots and lots of SCVs. Seeker missiles from the Ravens. Why? The Vikings hop up into the air to their death as a single battle cruiser chases the Ravens around. It doesn't make sense, but it's great. Banshee from Hard, able to go over and use his cloak to his advantage. Battle cruiser trying to take on the point defense drones, however, they do essentially get free damage because they are free units-ish. So the battle cruiser retreats. And the Banshee backs off. xarisghost might actually hold this expansion. Hard having lost several units himself. And we're gonna speed up again. I know I've said it before. But I have hope. I don't know if xarisghost wins or loses, but I want to see this battle because it's all about to come down to this. We have several Thors, 3 Thors versus 3 Thors, but there was a better concave. These Thors are 3-3-3. This Thor is 1-1-1. 3-3-3 wins against 1-1-1, and indeed this base is defended for the moment, which is going to be a huge deal given how few minerals there are on the map. There is a base that's going to be established over here. Hard is establishing a base, in fact, right near xarisghost's main. He could just fly out, do some nonsense over here, and fly back into the safety of his many, many missile turrets, which would be a very good tactic, in fact. Looking at the army supply, we have 102 to 118. Worker supply, however, heavily in favor of Hard. But both players having lots and lots and lots of money, so I don't want to call it yet. We do see the worker transfer from Hard, sending workers from this more or less mined out base to this wonderful, fruitful looking base over here, which has almost been completed. Nuke from this Ghost. Oh, kill the tanks. Kill the Raven. Oh, he almost wound up accidentally killing the Raven. Oh, the Ghost! He's been spotted! And he's dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think if he manages to nuke a Raven, I'm going to officially declare that in the Bronze League, Ghosts and nuclear missiles counter Ravens. And at this point, I'd be willing to admit that they in fact counter missile turrets much better than I thought they did. Before this, I always thought that having detection was a help for Ghosts, but actually it attracts them and causes them to nuke your base, which is something I didn't know before. So, the more you know, really. SCVs being transferred over here. Realistically, these guys should be mining. However, I believe they're set on auto repair and are all ready to repair Thors. The Thors themselves looking pretty dang awesome with that awesome looking skin and all those upgrades. Army supply starting to roll back into Hard's favor even more so. 116 to 138. Additional ghosts are being produced by xarisghost, though. Mining is commencing over here, and Hard has decided to mine hard. Not only is he fully saturated here for SCVs, but also he has mules, and also there's a nuke. You guys, there's gonna be another nuke. You guys, nuke. Nuke. Land. Oh, dead tanks. And there is a Raven. And he Seeker missiles the Ghost. Instead of just sending the Marines a few steps over, he Seeker missiles the Ghost. Alright. Alright, that Seeker missiles counter Ghost. Several SCVs die. Since they're dead, they are unable to repair. However, we have battle cruisers, we have Thors. One Thor is focused down. But many units die here today. Looking back on the army supply, 108 to 107. The worker supply is incredibly skewed. However, I think xarisghost really only has one mining base, so yeah, I don't know how many workers he really needs. He has several workers over here that could be mining. And how many workers does Hard has 62 workers, 24 of which are here. There's not much to mine here. I don't actually know where the other workers... Oh, they're heading out across the map. They're gonna make some space in this supply, since Hard is getting close to supply cap by attacking this base, but we don't care, because there's another nuke. Ravens, come on over. Nuke the Ravens. Nuke the Ravens. Alright, no nuking of the Ravens just yet. Well, I think he... Oh, he got a Raven. And then he sends 3 Seeker missiles to kill the Ghost who did it. Alright, excellent. So several SCVs having met their death. Several SCVs heading over here to mine, since this base is pretty well mined out. A handful of units over here attacking this base. And really all in the interest of an entertaining game. Speeding right along. Speeding it up. We have more SCVs coming over here to suicide themselves to their death. However, notably, there are units. In fact, there are battle cruisers. And here we have battle cruiser versus battle cruiser Thor missile turret. And ooh, lots of battle cruisers. SCVs are pulled off to repair, but aren't there in time. Definitely need to scoot back. Oh, repair the Thor. Alright, there's some miss-micro going on, unfortunately. There are some tanks here. xarisghost definitely doesn't want to engage like this, but I think this might actually be the end of the game right here, because this base is critical for xarisghost. Though he has a large bank, he will eventually run out of money. Neither player is producing anything at this particular moment. SCVs repair each other, repair the planetary, repair the static missile turrets that didn't engage in that fight at all. A fleet of battle cruisers, indeed who called in the fleet, is gathered over here, preparing for another attack. Tanks are on the way to reinforce. However, Cloaked Banshees, killing off hard stuff. Gosh, if this turns into a base race with nuclear weapons, I will be so happy. And that's not something I pictured myself saying in the near future. Looks like this base falls. Seeker missiles on the Cloaked Banshees, or at least the ones that aren't cloaked. Oh, much destruction. Over here we have a couple tanks pew-pewing away, killing off a refinery. Planetary Fortress is not one to go down without a fight. However, I don't know if it has a range long enough for this particular fight. It's taking a lot of damage. Battle cruisers over here killing off SCVs. Seeker missiles going down from the Ravens. Battle cruisers being pretty beefy units. Ravens now forced to run. Seeker missiles going down on the damaged battle cruiser. Again, battle cruisers, very beefy. More sequel missiles, however. These Ravens, having been inactive for a long enough time that they have a lot of energy. Missile turrets being queued up everywhere, however, then cancelled, I believe, as these SCVs arrive with nothing to do. Fleet of battle cruisers flying about. Very few minerals on the map. I think these minerals and these minerals are really what everyone's fighting for at the moment. Few SCV kills by these tanks and this Banshee. Looking at the army supply, heavily in Hard's favor. I think this game might be won as long as he doesn't, say, take a keen shot by a nice nuclear missile or something of that nature. We have a few units from xarisghost moving out. Going to try and make something happen. Try and put an end to this nonsense, to this silly, crazy, amazing game. And unfortunately, they try and follow a single Raven away and are killed by a large number of battle cruisers, leaving the army supply at 52 to 117, and the worker supply at 1 to 15. But let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure we're gonna declare Hard the victor for his very determined and constant aggressive attacks. He is going to go ahead and pew over here at xarisghost's base, which isn't bad, but also isn't terrible in its own right, because, let's face it, there's nothing else over here for him to mine. There is this the last SCV? There are 2 SCVs, and that's one of them. But there is a loaded medevac with ghosts. Oh, that was so close to dying. That medevac has 3 HP. We have battle cruisers moving on in, past the line of missile turrets, many of them taking lots and lots of damage. And, oh, 3 nukes! 3 nukes, you guys! 3 nukes. To nuke the 3 SCVs mining in this gas gasser. 1, 2, 3. That is a good way to go out. If you have to go out, that's the way to do it. Marines marching in, trying to take care of these battle cruisers. And xarisghost is finally going to produce something. He's going to make a Marine. However, that makes him the only player in the game that is making something. Medevacs loading back up these ghosts. Ghosts, I don't know if there are any nukes left at the moment. However, we do have ghosts dropping on down, cloaking a bit, taking a little bit of damage from that Hellion holding the tower, or at least he was holding the tower. Cloak ghosts heading around the map. Additional battle cruisers heading on into the base, very frightened of all the Marines. Ghosts that are cloaked next to ghosts that are not. This is an awkward moment. Lots of fighting here, lots of attacking, lots of defending, as battle cruisers dart in and out. And the final nuclear missile aiming to kill off the ghosts that Hard created that did not nuke hard enough. And yes, ghosts do in fact counter ghost with nuclear missile. Excellent. Lots of nonsense going down here in xarisghost base. Looks like he will eventually be cleaned up at some point. However, his ghosts are out and about, wreaking havoc, causing damage, and in fact there's scans going down that he is just outside of. He will eventually run out of energy to continue cloaking. He is out of nuclear missiles. However, he has played an excellent game. Number of Marines are marching across the map. Point defense drones are really just tearing up xarisghost base here. We do have a tank here and tanks here that are defending. An additional nuke, 2 additional nukes. I was wrong, he has more nukes. None of these ghosts are even cloaked, but he made 3 more nukes just for us. final one. Progress is being made with these nukes. Ravens do show up, they do put down point defense drones. The ghosts are tired, the ghosts are running low on energy, the ghosts are not cloaked. Battle cruisers here, point defense drones, tearing things up. 3 ghosts on the field. 3 more nukes being produced. They're in the back. Maybe Hard won't get to them in time, maybe we'll get to see more nukes. I think this game might be won though. 2 tanks sitting outside, keeping things from running out of the base. Nukes have been produced, however. We see lots and lots of firing going down on these Ghost Academies. Ghost just sitting out in the middle of the map. Thor is marching across the map. Ravens congregating for Hard, and xarisghost finally gives in to his inevitable but awesome defeat. So thank you so much for the submission. Thank you, xarisghost, for giving us those most satisfying of nukes, even in the face of all sorts of adversity. Thank you, Hard, for keeping the pressure on and reminding us how good it is to continue the attack no matter what, no matter how many nukes you face, and no matter how difficult your opponent might seem. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see me cast one of your games, please send them to noobcrafted@gmail.com. That's NoobCrafted. As a special announcement, I would like to announce that I have created a Twitter account which will have pictures of PAX, which is a big nerd festival, up on it after this coming weekend, which is when PAX is. So if you want to see pictures of that, go ahead and follow me. It's just NoobCrafted. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having fun on the ladder and having as much fun as these Bronze League players did tonight. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good night.